Hello students, this is Ujjwala Bhandiwad, lecturer from KLS Gokte PU College of Commerce and Science, Belagavi. In today's class, we are going to learn a new chapter, that is Introduction to Functions. Now, let us begin. What is function? By the definition of function. See, we can define the function as a group of statements that takes input, process it, and returns the output. Let me be very clear. See, students, there are certain group of statements in C++, okay, which will take the input from the user, process it means they perform some operations and then gives us the result back, that which we call it as a output. So, we define the C++ function as a group of statements which takes the input, process it and gives us the output. Okay. Let me give you one simple example. Suppose there is one problem. Say, I have to draw the circle and I have to color it. Okay, this is the given problem statement. I have to draw the circle and I have to color it. Here, there are two things involved. Okay, instead of saying things, I say it as it includes the two functionalities. Which are they? First function is to draw the circle and the second function is to color that circle. Okay, so whenever the problem is given to us, we have to think what function we are performing in that particular program and then we have to proceed to solve that problem. Okay. So now let us understand why we have to use the functions in the C++ program. Earlier we have learned arrays we have included in the C++ program. Similarly, why we have to use the functions in C++ program. First thing is every function, okay, it will add the related code together. Code means the program statements what we have written, no, it is known as a code. Okay, so it will make the programmer to understand what program we have written very clearly. Okay, second advantage is function will make the programming easier by eliminating the code of repetition. Repetition means what? Suppose I want to calculate addition of two numbers. Okay, then I will write one small set of programs saying I have to add the two numbers. Okay, the same thing I can use it when I am combining the two strings also. Okay, the same concept can be used there also. So I need not have to repeat the same, you can say, code segment can be used in solving the other problems also. So this will remove the repetition of work. Okay. Next, the third advantage we have is it helps us to reuse the code wherever we require. As I have told you earlier, wherever we require the same program segment, we can use it any number of times. Okay, so in this way the functions will help the user to understand the C++ program in a much better way. Okay. In generally C++ we have actually two types of functions. Okay. First one is standard library functions. Okay. Second one is user defined functions. Okay. I repeat once again. In C++, there are two types of functions. One is standard library function and second one is user defined function. Okay, for our syllabus students, user defined function is not there. Okay, user defined function means it is created by the user. Okay, as per the requirement, user can create his or her own, you can say, functions. Okay, this part is not there for the syllabus, so only we have is standard library function in C++. Okay, what do you mean by standard library functions? Now let us understand in detail what is the meaning of standard library functions. Okay, see here, these functions are a part of the compiler package. Means as a user, I'm not going to create any function. Okay, it will be available ready-made to us. Okay, just you have to understand here, students, these are ready-made functions which are available to us. Okay, these are part of standard library made available in the compiler section. Okay, the library functions are also known as one more word, that is built-in functions. Okay, standard library functions we also call it as built-in functions. Why we call it as built-in? Because they are already available in the C++ software. We as a user, we are not creating any of the you can say functions here. Okay, such functions we call it as standard library functions, or we call it as built-in functions. Okay, what is the advantage of using these built-in function is we need not have to declare. Okay, just we have to use it. Okay, to use that functions in the program, we must include the header files. Okay, wherever the functions we require, that time the specific header files, you know that our C++ program begins with the header files. It may be iostream.h or conio.h. All these are header files. So students, understand, whenever these library functions we are using, we must and should use the specific related header files. Okay, now students, let us understand the first standard, you can say, built-in functions or library functions is the mathematical functions. In C++, several mathematical functions are there which we can use them wherever our requirements are there. Okay, for example, first function is, you can see here, sine function. Okay, so sine function returns the sign of the argument. You know, it takes the value in terms of radians. Okay, second function is cos function. The cos function returns the cosine of the argument. Again, it takes the value in terms of radians only. Then you consider the tan function. This function returns the tangent of the argument. Okay, so these are few examples we have taken. Still more examples are there, mathematical functions in C++. Just to give you an example is square root function is there, absolute function is there. Okay, all these are ready-made mathematical functions which are available in the C++ software package. Then I cannot use them directly into the program. If I try to use it directly, then what will happen is the program will give the error, compile time error it will give. Okay, so to avoid that, what is the procedure then? As I have told, you have to include the specific header file. So whenever we are using mathematical functions, we are going to use one specific header file, that is math.h. So students, remember, whenever we are using mathematical function, we must include math.h header file. So let me show you with an example. Okay, let us consider one program. What program we have taken to show you the demonstration of mathematical function? I have taken here, you know that our programs begins with the header files. First one is hash include iostream.h. Second one is hash include conio.h. Third one is hash include math.h. It is a mathematical function header file. Okay, now in the next part, void main, you know that. Okay, then after that, open the brace. Then I have taken one variable. Okay, all of you know what is variable means. Yes is a variable. Variable means it is a it is a quantity whose value is not fixed. It will keep on changing. Here I have taken the value of s as 100. Okay, I have declared it as int. Int means integer value, means non-fractional value. Okay, it is a whole number, so yes, we'll take the whole number. I have initially taken its value as 100. So after that we have a clear screen function, you know that. Then what I have done is I have taken the statement cout square root of 100. I want to find it. Okay, you know that the square root of 100 is 10. Answer will be 10. So to find out that answer, I'm using the ready-made function. You can see here in the cout, I'm just printing c square root of is equal to, see here, I'm taking the function. See here, you can see the square root sqrt is the name of the function in the bracket s. S is a variable which has got the value 100. Okay, so sqrt is a mathematical function. In the bracket I am passing the argument as s, means I have to find the square root of 100. Then you know that end l means it will end of the line. Okay, after that you have get ch function. Okay, then you are having finally close the brace. Okay, so this is one of the simple example of mathematical function. So when you compile, okay, and run this program, what is the output you will get? Students, you can just see here, you will get the output as square root of s is equal to 10. You know that the square root of the s value is 100, hence you will get the value of s as 10. Okay, so students, in this way there are many functions are there. As I have told, absolute function is there, floor function is there, sine function is there, tan function is there. As per the requirement of your problem, you can use these functions, but whenever you use it, you have to include the math.h header file. So this is about the students standard library functions, that is mathematical functions we have discussed in today's class. Okay, so again with different functions, different set of library functions we will be discussing again in the next class. Thank you, students.